Hi, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Jason is a graduate of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, where he studied news editorial journalism. He had a career with a number of editing positions, working for, including the Terre Haute Tribune-Star, the Belleville News-Democrat, and the Warren County Record. He's won awards for headlines, page design, and reporting from, this is where I'm going to have tongue twisters, the Indiana Associated Press, the Illinois Associated Press, the Illinois Press Association, and the Missouri Press Association. Today, he's going to talk, it will focus on changes over the last year at the Intelligencer, the reasons for the changes, and the plans for the future. Please welcome Jason Koch, editor of the Intelligencer.
I think the video's got me good, which is unfortunate, but everybody hear me okay? All right. Well, first, let me just say thank you for inviting me to speak today. It's always a privilege to be able to come and talk to engaged members of the community about what we're doing at the Intelligencer. And before I get into my presentation, I'm going to introduce two people who are with me. First, we have Melissa Pitts, our local circulation manager. If you are a subscriber to the Intelligencer, she is the person who makes sure you get your paper, your e-edition, your newsletter, and that your digital subscription works. So she is incredibly important to our team. And we also have Gary Loftus he is the advertising director for Hearst, Illinois. He oversees all the advertising for Edwardsville, Alton, and Jacksonville. He and his team, we couldn't do our job without them because they make sure we have the advertising and financial support to produce our independent local journalism here in Edwardsville. And that is what we are trying to do at the Intelligencer. We've spent the last almost year, I started as the editor here last March. We've spent the last almost year working to make the Intelligencer a strong community newspaper. And when I say community newspaper, to me, that means we have two responsibilities. First, we have to cover the community. Second, we have to cover the news. When we talk about community news, oftentimes we think of events, parades, group meetings, and all that stuff is very important. But there is so much more about our community and stories in our community that we need to be telling. To help us do that, last summer we formed a reader advisory team, which is made up of 20 members of the community who volunteered their time. There are about 7 or 8 of them who are really active. We meet every 2 months and we talk about a variety of issues. They come in with their ideas, they come in with their criticisms. And when we finish, we usually have so many ideas for content and stories and how to improve our product that we don't have time to implement all of them before it's time for us to meet with them again. In fact, we'll be meeting with our team again next week with hopefully even more ideas. And we've still got some ideas from our last round of meetings that we're trying to implement. But what they have really done is help us improve our community news content. For instance, every week now, we run a local business and a local restaurant feature. At our very first meeting last summer, one of our team members said to us, hey, you know, you guys do a really good job of telling people what's opening and what's closing, and a really lousy job of telling people what's here. And at the time, we were trying to figure out how to kind of implement how the community is changing with all of the growth and development and the housing developments that are under construction in Edwardsville and Glen Carbon, and all of the new businesses that are coming into town, and what we could do to highlight those places that make Edwardsville and Glen Carbon what they are. So I sat down with our team. I said, we got to figure out how to do this because this is a really good idea. And we ended up coming up with the idea of just doing a profile, sitting down, talking to the owners of local businesses, local restaurants, how they're impacting the community, why they're important to the community. And since we've done that, we've been able to get tons and tons of people to look at our stories because we're telling them that news that's happening in the community. The team is also pushing us to do more local culture news. We've started this process. We now have a stringer who covers some of the shows at the Wildey Theater. He doesn't get to all of them because right now he happens to be a college student over in Decatur, but he comes back at least a couple times a month to review a show and help us really push what the Wildey does. The Wildey is, of course, really important to the community as well. And then the last big thing that the team has helped us with, they've done so much that I could stand up here and talk probably for 3 hours about everything that they've helped us improve, but we'll stop at 3. They have helped us completely revamp our opinion page offerings. When I started here, we had 3 local columnists. Now we have 3 local columnists on Wednesday. We have 3 local columnists on Saturday, and we actually have so many local columnists that we have to rotate some in and out. For instance, and I don't see him here, but S.J. Morrison writes a column for us now every month that runs on the 3rd Saturday of the month, and it's about something that's going on with MCT. That has been one of our more popular columns. When we publish S.J.'s work, we usually see a couple thousand people read it on the website. And that is helping get eyeballs on our other opinion content, which on Wednesdays includes an every other week column from Mike Suri. And on the weeks he doesn't write, we have columns from State Representative Katie Stewart, State Senator Erica Harris. We asked them to write columns for us so they could tell us what they're working on in Springfield, and those of us who are their constituents can see what they're doing for us. On Saturdays, the 1st Saturday of the month, we have a rotating column between the District 7 Superintendent, Dr. Shelton, Mayor Rizvi, and Mayor Marcus. The 2nd week of the month, we have a column now from Cindy Reinhardt at the Madison County Historical Society. We have SJ's column on the 3rd Saturday, and the 4th Saturday, we have a financial advice column from Joe Alaria, who's an Edwardsville High School grad and runs his business out of Edwardsville. And that is in addition to our holdover columnists, Mary Cox and her movie review, and Abby Schwint and her column about parenting and family life and travel. And when you put all of them together, it just gives us a really strong local presence inside the newspaper and on the website. We're trying to do the exact same thing with our news coverage. Scott Marion is our community news guy. He covers everything. We couldn't do this job without him. And we're trying to get our news coverage up to the same standard. In October, we added a new reporter. Her name is Carla Vasquez Mejia. She covers Edwardsville and Glen Carbon with a focus on both how growth and development are affecting the 2 communities and also with transparency in government. It took her a little bit of time to adjust to the new community and to get to know the people that she needs to know to be able to do the job. But you can really see her starting to get more and more comfortable in the role. And you're starting to see that quality and quantity of city news coming out every day in the paper, every day on the website. She's been doing some tremendous work, and we are extremely happy to have her. And today, actually, we'll be making an offer to a individual to be our new school district reporter. Billy Woods had been covering that for us, but we got him promoted to a bigger Hearst paper so he could pursue his goal of being a full-time sports writer. And we're going to use his position at the Intelligencer now to have a full-time school district person to focus not just on District 7, but also on Father McGivney and Metro East Lutheran. The individual we're making an offer to is actually working right now in Fairbanks, Alaska, at our newspaper up there, covering the school district. So he's going to come in with some good experience. And once we get him introduced to everyone, we get him introduced, we'll be really looking for our community, will affect the school district and the private schools. And we're also really going to push heavily for more transparency from the school district. Our news team will always focus on telling people what is happening in the community. I mean, that is our number one priority. But we now have a team at the Intelligencer who are capable of telling people how what is happening is affecting them. And we are going to be spending a lot of time over the next year really looking into how decisions made by the school board and the city councils are going to directly affect the people who live here. If you're a subscriber to the Intelligencer, and if you don't mind, if you raise your hand if you are a current subscriber to the Intelligencer, that is fantastic. I really hope over the last few months you've seen a real improvement in the quality of our product. Last month, I was putting together our contest entries for the Illinois Press Association contest and was looking back at all the work that we had done in 2024. And it was really incredible to see just how we improved quality of our content, the quantity of our content, and how much more local we feel now at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025 than we were when I got here last March. So I think we have made huge strides towards where we want to be. And I will tell you, we are not where we want to be yet. We're still pushing. We've still got some big ideas. But I think it is worth stopping to take a minute to celebrate just how much stronger the Intelligencer is. And all of that is because we have a phenomenal team at the office. Our reader advisory team has been incredible in helping us get here. And I really think it's paying off for our readers. If you are not an Intelligencer subscriber, I would really encourage you to give us a chance. Give us a couple of months to show you that we are a relevant, quality, important part of this community. We have brought some giveaways over on that table over there by the door. We've got some recent papers. We've got some of our advertising magazine products. We've got some other little trinkets that you can take, pencils and stickers and things. I think as you look through the work that we have, you're going to see just how we have reinvented ourselves, just how invested we are in really working to serve the readers that we have. And I think we are in great position to continue to serve Edwardsville and Glen Carbon for many, many years to come. So to close, I just want to say thank you again to all of you who are subscribers. Thank you to those of you who are considering becoming subscribers. And thank you again to the Rotary Club for giving me the chance to come and talk about the Intelligencer. Thank you very much.
So we'd like to present you with this from Home Nursery. And I'm so sorry, I'm a little green at this.
That's right.
Questions from the audience for Jason?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I get daily reports on how many new subscribers that we have. And it's incredible. We're a much smaller paper than Alton, but we are getting about twice as many new subscribers every month as what Alton is. So we are seeing our work really pay off, I think.
That are like working in the office.
Yes. Tammy Dunsford is the two representatives. Tammy actually lives in Edwardsville, and Christine is also covering this area. Both of them would be more than happy to talk to businesses that are interested in our parking lot. Always more than happy to discuss your plans for the print and digital. The thing about First Communication is digitally, we have all the products in the back of the first, and we're satisfied with the needs that we have. The card or administration of the
We're close to about 2,200 online subscribers, and I think we deliver fewer than 800 papers. Yeah, so we have about not quite 3 times as many online subscribers as print. Yes, yes, and you never have to worry about the post office forgetting to deliver your paper.
Just to piggyback the first question, how many addresses newspapers are in the area?
And say that again.
How many other newspapers in this region are owned by addresses?
The Alton paper is owned by Hearst, and then we have the paper up in Jacksonville. So they own 3 papers in Illinois.
Which one? Jacksonville, which one else?
Alton,
Oh, okay. Very good.
yep, yes.
I have 2 questions. If you take a national story and then report, I think that's Associated Press or something like that.
Mhm.
You have to pay anyone for those stories?
Yes, we have a subscription with the AP. It's through Hearst. I know it's several $1,000s, so, but we are actually in the process of trying to cut back on how much AP news we need to use. Right now, I'm on a committee with our group, which covers Illinois, Texas, and Michigan. And we are working on some ideas to improve the amount of community news we have in our paper and on our website so that we don't have to rely and spend as much on AP.
Is there any sort of program where like, you know, the things where you drop reporters in and you hold on to them? When all the papers are left over so just all the leftover paper, is there any kind of program that takes those to the animal shelter already? Like, stop and have or in them. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you don't read them,
But if you are ever in need of a newspaper for a project, just please feel free to swing by. We will give you all as many old papers as you would like to have.
And the say of the newspaper is proactive as opposed to reactive, like reporting on the news, but I think one thing that makes Edwardsville really special is what's coming up. You know, and I think that's a really important thing to get out there sooner than later. Like you can see, like we get out newspaper the road, and we have so many things coming up. So I think that's something that, you know, as a potential subscriber, I don't subscribe now. That's something I like to see. Every weekend there's something going on in this community that draws people from all over to be able to come to. So I'm just curious to know what percentage is proactive versus reactive.
We'd like it to be about 50-50. It's probably not there yet just because we've been down a person for a couple of weeks. But we really do want to be not just telling people what happened, but really focusing on what is coming. And we try to do that event coverage. We have an event calendar that runs every day in print. Unfortunately, it only covers that day and the next day. We've been trying to get the person who does it to include future events into there too. And I'm hoping we'll be able to get him to start doing that here soon, because we have been getting a lot of submissions for events that are in March, in April, and you know, it makes sense that people have a chance to prepare for those and make sure their weekend is open. So it is our goal to make sure we do that.
I want to say thank you for supporting the pantry. Yeah, I met with Carla,
Mhm.
and she did a great job, and appreciate that. And she covered the dance, so appreciate the support that you're showing.
Great.
And I have a lot of
Good. Yeah, we, you know, you had said that the Rotary could have its own newspaper. I would say send us everything you've got. We want to publish this, you know, meeting information, event information. You make a presentation, we want to publish all of that online and in print, because it's groups like this, in addition to the local business and restaurant owners, that make the community the place that everybody wants to be, and why it is growing like it is. Any other questions? Okay.
Now,